I slowly extended the rope toward the wolf, tied it around its muzzle, lifted it up, and carried it to the riverbank to tend to its wounds. Afterward, I carried it into a cave and settled it in, taking the opportunity to rest myself. The next day, I went out to gather some medicinal herbs and applied them to my injured foot. When I turned back, I found the wolf had already freed itself from the rope around its mouth. It stared at me quietly, showing no sign of aggression. I poured some water, intending to offer it to the wolf. It bared its teeth, clearly distrustful. I spoke to it patiently, and it eventually calmed down, drinking the water I offered. I smiled faintly. In this desolate wilderness, an injured man like me struggled even to find food, surviving only by eating insects. I placed a bug near the wolf's mouth. It hesitated, then licked it up and swallowed. The next day, I brought back a small rabbit. Resolved at last, I carried it to the cave and began rubbing sticks together to start a fire. The wolf crept closer, trying to steal the rabbit. I swatted it away, then tore into the rabbit right in front of it, taking a bite to assert my claim. The wolf lowered its head, its eyes filled with reluctance, but I ignored it and continued rubbing the sticks together. Finally, the fire flared up. That night, I ate roasted rabbit while the wolf sat beside me, growling softly, clearly starving. I scolded it, and it lowered its head. In the end, I tossed it a piece of meat. As my foot injury healed, I prepared to continue my journey. I intended to take the blanket I'd used to bandage the wolf's wound, but unexpectedly, the wolf tried to wrestle it from me. I managed to reclaim the blanket, bid the wolf farewell, and began my long trek. After walking a considerable distance, I glanced back and saw the wolf had been following me all along. I barked at it to go back, and it lay down, seeming to obey. Yet when I continued walking, the wolf rose and caught up again. It picked up a stick I'd dropped and walked toward me. In that moment, I realized I had become companions with this wolf. Hunting grew easier. Each cold night, the wolf would curl up beside me, sleeping close. It stank so badly I even tossed it into the river for a bath. The wolf plunged in, eyes wide, and soon snatched a fish in its jaws. I named this wolf Alpha. Winter arrived earlier than expected, and the bitter cold made food even scarcer. Fortunately, with Alpha by my side, we weathered the hardship together. One day, I unwittingly stepped onto a frozen river. The ice cracked beneath me, and I was instantly swept away by the rushing current. I struggled desperately but found no foothold. Alpha charged toward me like a mad beast, but its size prevented it from breaking through the ice. I drew the dagger from my waist and thrust it into the ice with all my strength, water gushing into my lungs. When I finally surfaced, Alpha pulled me up with every ounce of his might. I quickly built a fire, stripped off my soaked clothes to dry them by the flames, and clung tightly to Alpha for warmth. We huddled together, sharing warmth on that bitterly cold winter night.